Today I'm going to be making a beef Wellington with my
Uncle Dave.
Uncle Dave here. So today we're making a beef Wellington together. I'm going to be cooking with him. He's my sous chef, but even though he was a real chef, he did have a restaurant, so he's still a chef in my eyes.
I cook all the time at home, for sure.
Yeah, he's the house chef now.
I cook more now than I did when I owned the restaurant again.
So anyways, let's get started. So what we're going to start today is with the big beef over here. This is actually this is a filet tenderloin, and this thing is like the back rolls like all the way up here, you know, and starting to butt to up here. So of course, we don't want this excess thing over here, because you know what we want to do is make sure it's nice and even. It's kind of like a log, you know. So what we're gonna do is what we're gonna do now is make sure we fillet this over here. And make sure we get a nice even cut. Do not throw this away because that would be like causing the Great Depression number 2. We'll make a little snack of these things here later. You see over here, this is a nice little even section over here. Feel free to like stretch it around if you want. And that looks pretty good to me. We also be wrapping it around like with clear film. So that means like we'll like wrap it around to make sure it keeps its shape nice and good. What we're gonna do though, we're just gonna move our beef into a plate here, and what we're gonna do is some Portuguese sea salt. We're gonna go all around here. We're not necessarily just going for the beef. We're also gonna go for like for the plate. We can roll it and coat it. That is what's also important. It's okay if you hit some of the beef, and also hit it with some more pepper. And it's also like spray it on there like that. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna roll that thing. Top, the bottom. Get it nice and coated. Nice. And see? It smells nice and good here. Yeah. Alright, now next thing we're gonna bring the beef right over here, and then we're gonna use some tongs. We're gonna make sure this thing is nice and hot. You know, this is a gas stove. I don't have it on my home. This is my uncle's home. So we gotta make sure it's nice and squeaky hot. So I'm gonna go in with this 1 tablespoon of olive oil. Whatever you do, if you want to avoid karma, make sure it's not facing over here. No. You want to avoid karma as much as possible. So first of all, you want to make sure your oil is coating the pan. And if not, then you can screw up your Wellington also. Well, not necessarily screw up, that's a bit strong. But here we are. Just get that thing nice and coated.
See the smoke roll and you're good.
Now last but not least, we're going to take our beef fillet. Oh, yeah. But also the thing is that you also might want to check on the crust. You see, you can get a nice crust on the side over here. It's very tender. And the best way you can also do it is by moving the oil right over here. That's a Gordon Ramsay method. Make sure it's not rotating though. And make sure it's thick and stiff as possible so you can get a nice crust on that. You want to. And this should take no time at all. It's super simple, really. I'm going to roast it on the top though. So this thing, make sure you don't slap it. Don't slap it on a hot pan, because that will burn you to death. So the thing is that we're not cooking the beef, we're just searing it. The cooking comes later, because we'll put it in the oven at the very end. And that is what's the beef Wellington. And don't forget when you see these little hangover things, that's okay. Alright, and the beef seems to be about done. You can see we have Uncle David cooking a little beef over there, just trying to make sure he doesn't waste the beef. Good job, Uncle David. And what we got over here? Some horseradish mustard. Now here's the thing though, you can use horseradish or mustard, like Dijon. It doesn't need to be any type of mustard. It could just be the same thing. It could just be, you know, English or horseradish mustard. That's all you need, really. But you want to make sure the mustard is room temperature, because if it's cold, you'll shock the beef, and you do not want that. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna get a nice little amount over there, evenly paint the thing in mustard. Make sure you're getting that. Make sure you heat it up, you know. See, evenly coat the thing in horseradish mustard or Dijon or horseradish. It doesn't matter. It's still good. Now that thing is resting. This thing is not meant to give out more flavor. It's also meant, you know, to keep it warm. And if it's warm, that means the mustard will absorb in there, and plus more flavor. Now the second thing we're gonna do now is the duck sail. All right. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna like open up the food processor here. Now we're gonna make sure you wash the mushrooms. You're gonna wash them in a damp towel. And also, you wanna make sure it's dry as possible. You do not want any other liquid to come in your Wellington, because if it does, then you're screwed. And make sure it's dried up nice and good. Reserve all that, to get rid of all that dirt. Feel free to wash it twice to get all that dirt off. So what we got over here, we want to make sure we stem them. Make sure that thing is stemless and slimeless. And then we're going to drop it right into the processor, but it's not my job, it's his.
So we've got, did you wash them all good?
I don't wash them all, I just got one in there.
Perfect. We're just gonna give them a quick wipe down and get the dirt off of them. Not a huge deal. Dirt sometimes adds flavor. But we also know what mushrooms are grown on, so.
That's to make him a fun guy.
I'm a fun guy, dude. Yeah, you said you do not want to use the stems, correct?
Yeah, we don't want to use the stem.
Fair enough.
I guess I'm helping him out here.
How the tides have turned.
Ooh, I guess I'm your sous chef.
That's right. Teamwork makes the dream work.
Hey, that's makes stick, like it's some cocktail. Yeah.
Well, little duck cell garnish.
Yeah, exactly. Ducks for sale. And also we got the shallots.
So just do a little rough. I just did a rough chop. Just to let the food processor not have to work as much.
Oh, that was a mess. My hand just slipped.
To peel it, I'll show you a secret here. What we always used to do is just a quick bang, and all the skin is easy to pull away at that point.
But
so you got all your skin still, right?
Yeah.
Just hold your blade flat, give it a little pop down, and all of a sudden, skin breaks loose, and you're left with a clean clothes.
So we're gonna make sure we process it. Now when that thing, filled it. Oh yeah, thank you. Alright, so we gotta make sure we move those things around to the blade because we want them to be nice and taut. Whoa, so strong. So now that I've added the rosemary and thyme in there, that's what you want though. You want to make sure you use like some sticks of it. You want to use fresh ones, Sorry I didn't get on the camera though, but you'll get the picture. But he's got the duck sail in there. He seems to be taking it under control. Now one of the important things is also getting like the clear film. Yeah, here we are. Just like get a nice good sheet over here. Flatten it out. And then we're gonna lay on prosciutto crudo. So what you need is approximately like 8. Of course though, crepes are optional. You don't need to add in crepes. Alright. Beautiful layer of prosciutto. If you have some leftover prosciutto, you can also have a quick little snack here. Open up, Dave! And also what he's doing though is not layering it on the prosciutto yet, because you don't want the Parma ham to melt. Because if you actually let that thing, on there when it's hot, then you will screw up your Wellington also.
Cool. So we'll let this come down to room temperature and then we'll be ready to put it on.
Now this is optional. You don't necessarily need to do this though, but we're just gonna sprinkle on a little bit of pepper on the prosciutto. You don't need to add any salt because it's naturally salted because prosciutto is a salted, cured pig's leg. It's not fresh because it's cured in there for quite some time. Now, once your duck sail is like not at a melting heat, that will be good. All right, all we're gonna do is make sure we like put on the duck sail. I'm just gonna take a scooping method over there. Alright, now what we're going to do now, we're going to make sure we evenly spread the duck sail around it, And I know guys, I'm not a real chef, and I'm not a chef at all, I'm just a cook. But I'm willing to try out something different, trying to impress a rich man. Let a house chef impress you on Musk for once, guys. Now make sure this thing is like spread evenly around, Now the next thing we're gonna get is the mustard brushed base. Get a nice POV of that. All right, so what we're gonna do, we're gonna put up our beef right here, and then, there we go. And just like rub our hands in there, or you can just rub it on there. And then what we're gonna do is roll it up. And then we're gonna make sure it's rolled up in there. Poke it right into there. Roll it up there. Oh yeah, yeah. Make sure the thing is heavily sedated. Because you want to make sure it's nice and tight. The more tighter, the more evenly it'll cook. Some of the ducktails start to stick out a bit, but that should be okay. See, we got our beef that's wrapped up in a burrito, nice and beautiful, right? And then we stick it in the fridge for 15 minutes. And then there's a sauce concoction to make that Uncle David wanted to make. And a way to get the peel off very easily, or the skin. Smash it like that, And we'll mince them too, like.
So, this is a chef's little secret that has been passed down in all the times of different guys that I've worked with. So we do the smash method I do to get the skin off, like Gideon was showing earlier. And then get our garlic. So it leaves you with some smashed garlic, but we want minced. So I could rock this knife back and forth and go through all of that trouble and headache, or I can take some kosher salt and pepper and sprinkle it over my garlic. And then I can take the edge of the knife and just work that abrasive salt and pepper into the garlic. And really quickly, I've got a nice little minced garlic paste that's seasoned with the salt and pepper already. And I didn't have to get crazy choppy. And I've got my minced garlic with salt and pepper incorporated.
Wow. Give him a round of applause for that. That is awesome.
I did learn from them also with the shallots. Kind of a secret to help with a fine mince is to cut first, not all the way through. Make your lines, and then I usually do one diagonal cut, two diagonal cuts. Alright, so we've got nice shallots and minced garlic. I'm going to use the same pan we did our duck salad in because, mushroom flavor doesn't hurt this either. Alright, so pan's warming up, hit it with a little olive oil. So we'll let the olive oil warm up, let it get a little shimmery. We don't necessarily want it to smoke like we did for the steak, but we do want to make sure it's hot. You'll see it moves a lot faster in the pan as it heats up, and it'll get a little more kind of that shimmery to the surface. So we're going to start the shallots in that olive oil. We want to go, not just a sweat on them, we want to go a little bit beyond. We want to take a little bit of color.
Not like caramelized, right?
Yeah, not quite as deep as caramelized, but it starts to take on a little bit of color. It starts to release the sugars, and you get a little bit of that going on. This is also a time whenever I do these onions and garlic, I like to hit them with a little bit of salt and pepper, because again, that gets the onions to loosen to release the liquid that's in them, and brings that into the flavor of the sauce. So a little salt and pepper, and then you have that red wine there, sir.
I got it here.
Okay, so first things first, we're gonna, like I said, let these get a little, we're gonna see them start to turn a little bit. They'll get translucent. And then you're looking to reduce the volume that you started with by about half. So see how we're pretty low, right? And now that we've got this volume reduced, we want to add in, you can do beef or you can do chicken stock. I'm gonna do chicken stock because I don't have any beef currently. But you want about a cup of stock. So I'm gonna pull the herbs out because they've done their job.
Now that the sauce is still reducing, Uncle David's still taking care of it, it's time to get the beef. Look at that now. It's nice and even. See, the thing is, you want it to be even. If it's not even, then it's gonna be screwed up. Of course, Julia Child's is a little messed up, but Gordon Ramsay's, it's much more even.
So we're gonna kill the heat now that we've got it reduced. We're gonna kill the heat, and we're going to slowly incorporate, one at a time, some pads of butter in. And we're basically building the sauce element here. This is what's going to change the texture. This is what's going to give you a little bit of a different kind of mouthfeel to it and make it a little more velvety. But you don't want to do it in the beginning, and then you end up with the butter breaking and you just end up with oil.
So what color is it supposed to look like?
It'll be a deep purplish, kind of like what you're catching there. Now I got the lighting over here isn't the greatest because you're dealing with a lot of the black stove, the black pan, everything else. But it's gonna keep a deep purple color to it, like the wine started.
So now we unwrap this thing like you're unwrapping a Christmas present. All right. Even though you see over here, there's still some of that duck sail right over there, but that's okay. Sorry, Gordon. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna lay our pastry on a wider one. Uncle David set up.
So lay that towards the edge.
All right, and also if it's not sticking, you want to spread some water around here, just to make sure you get. It's not in there, so thankfully though, it's sticking there and it'll dry easily. And last but not least here. All right, here we go. Wrap it up. Look at a nice little seam over there. It's like how you wrap it up with the pastry. If it starts, to overhang though, that's okay. Because we will remove the film, bring it back over here. See, it's like a taco. That's okay.
Lay that on top.
We're gonna lay on the top over there. All right.
Pinch that under. You're gonna want to roll it. Slide this up. And we're gonna do the same thing. We'll roll it against itself, so we're tightening up all the dough, and then we'll slide it a little bit so we're centered. Having it like this, and as tight as we can get that, now we're using the dough against itself, and we've got sealing, right? So what I would say is, grab it like this on the end, and pop that right in the fridge, and let that firm up.
And now back in the fridge for another 15 minutes. And for the spread, also known as the egg wash, you want to make sure you crack up make sure it's only the yolk, not the whites. We're not putting the whites in there, but we'll get you that. This will be our whites. Two of the yolks, and what we're going to do is give it like a little splash of water. And what we're going to do, you can also use the thing to break the yolk if you want, that's okay. And also though, you don't need to do this though, but you can also feel free to add in the mustard to the egg wash too. Just like a kiss, you don't need too much. Just like this. Alright, now we're just gonna mix that up. Now 15 minutes is up. Now it's time to take out the old Christmas cracker out. And it's pretty heavy too. Alright, nice and beautiful. Alright, now what we're gonna do is unwrap it like you're unwrapping a Tootsie Roll. Thank you, Uncle David. And of course, though, remember though, it has like the seams over here. You want to bake that because you want to make it look presentable. All right, so what we're gonna do though, we're gonna brush in some egg wash with a little bit of mustard and water and some salt, and then or if you want, you can try like, rubbing that thing. Oh, dang it. What do? You want to use like a knife like this. You want to use the back of the knife, and then just like rub it on the back there, and just like twist the knife. I'm starting to become British right now. I heard that. Yeah. And then squish the pastry, and then you could just, make a nice little decoration here. It's a chefy thing though. This is optional but I want to make this look presentable and good enough for the family to eat. You want to do the best for your family. It's like how you do best with God. I'm not trying to be making a joke, really. And then there we go. So so I'm just gonna put in little holes in there, just you can cook deeper, and also make sure it just looks nice too. Now remember, this is optional, really. You don't really need to do this here. There we go. Nice looking decoration, right? Look. All right, and what we're gonna do now is just like put in a touch of some flaky salt, get a nice little crispy flavor. All right, into the oven for like 25 minutes. And also for the oven time, you want to make sure you preheat your oven at 400 degrees. But of course though, the Gordon's, GordonRamses.com, he says to like 392, which is no such temperature as 392. And then we put it in the oven for 25. at 400 degrees. And so that it can get a nice little crispy and also golden brown. That's what you want. All right, over the truth.
Oh,
Look at that Wellington over there. Sadly, there's a little hole in there, but it should be okay.
She just needs to rest.
Okay, and just let it rest. And there we go. Moment of truth. All right. Moment of truth. Look at that. So juicy and perfect temperature. It looks amazing. All right, looks like we got everything prepared. So this over here is the beef Wellington. Yeah, the bottom has fell down, but that's okay. So we're gonna try a little bite over here. All right, so we're just gonna like slice it, not aggressively. Just make sure we get that duck sail. This thing is separating, but it's okay. That's on the money. Now what we're gonna try now is the reduction sauce. Mix that around. So put in some of that. Put it like on top over there. Garnish the plate if you want to go fancy. Alright, so the reduction sauce Wellington. So what we're gonna do now is just take a bite. Wow, the wine complements that really well. The compliments of that wine, the like shallots and garlic, how Uncle David did it really well. It's amazing. It's awesome. Like I'd say, yeah, it's 10 out of 10 for me. 10 out of 10, just solid. So yeah, bon appetit.